Hi everyone. Just wanted to take this opportunity just to let you know that here at MURO we're working around the clock to try to have a look at the stimulus package and how it may help your particular business. Now that said, these are broad measures that have been brought in to try to stimulate the economy to avoid the economic downturn that's going to happen because of the coronavirus. Now they're, they're they're things that are going to be indirect and direct. They're going to be direct for some of our clients, some of you there who will get a direct benefit from these provisions, but there's going to be some of you who hopefully get an indirect benefit, which means that although you don't get any particular incentive or any particular say cash or money boost, it will help other entities in the world to hopefully have enough money to spend money with you, and hopefully in that case indirectly help the economy tick along. Now, so these provisions came out. Again, I must stress that they are not legislative; they're not law. Hopefully, because of how everything is with the economy, with the spread of the coronavirus, that does get bipartisan support in the both houses of Parliament, which hopefully shall sit this month, and hopefully let's pass this. Now, I do believe that this is the first of a few stimulus packages that are out there. I hope that this one's gone through quickly, and hopefully there'll be another one coming straight through. Don't quote me on it, but I hope that there'll be some extra things happening. Now, in terms of the actual package, so your manager at MURO is working on your file and reviewing the stimulus package that's come through and how they will affect your particular business. That said, they're not totally finished. They're just an announcement to let you guys know there is something in the woodwork and happening. There's a lot of conjecture, a bit of uncertainty. So the full fine points of how these things will work isn't known in total yet. However, we have a pretty good idea how they will be implemented and how they will affect you guys. So we will be contacting you as soon as we know how they are going to affect you and help you try to implement those things. Now, let's look at the first one. The first one is now one that is great if you've got a lot of money and you've got money to spend on assets and you're have the means to do that. Now, that means that you probably know that if you're a small business, you can, which at the moment is under 10 million, you can spend $30,000, which has been extended to bigger businesses up to 50 million, $30,000 on plant equipment that is installed and ready for use. Now, that's been now extended. It doesn't matter if you're small, medium, or now large, which is under $500 million, to $150,000 for purchases that are installed and ready for use. Now, great if you've got the money. Now, again, everyone's saying, well, hey, we're struggling in this economy. How do you expect us to go out and spend $150,000 on assets? Well, there are going to be some people who were doing it anyway. They're going to get the benefit. Therefore, they're going to get some tax benefit. Well, hopefully they'll be able to continue and move their businesses forward. There's going to be some people who are on the fence about spending that sort of money, but now that you're going to get a tax benefit, we'll push them to do that, which obviously has a secondary effect, an indirect effect on the people you're actually buying the equipment on. Maybe the people that you're paying to install the equipment. So hopefully it's going to have a broader economic benefit across the community. That said, you don't need to have $150,000 sitting in a bank account to do this. You can actually borrow money to enforce these benefits. Now, remembering it's not a $150,000 cash back option; it's a $150,000 100% write-off of that equipment. Therefore, whatever tax bracket or marginal rate you're on, or corporate rate, if it's 27.5%, that's the amount of money that you will reduce your tax bill by. Okay, so it doesn't mean you spend the money now, you're going to get a cash boost. You may have not have paid the tax. So that's one of the things you need to look at. So again, something we'll talk to you more about prior to 30th of June when we do your interim planning, but remembering that does carve out on the 30th of June 2020. Now, the reason why they've said 2020 is they want you to start spending the money now. The virus is happening now. The economy's slowing down now. Will it be extended to another 12 months? Who knows? I wouldn't bet on it just yet. However, it's all about getting things done now, hence why they're not telling you you've got 12 months or 18 months to spend that money on. Get it done before 3rd of June 2020 if you need to. Now, we also have the one that's I think, going to help most of you guys, which is the tax-free payments regarding your PAYG withholding. So this is for businesses that employ labour. So people who have employees and obviously have an obligation, to deduct PAYG withholding. Well, this will benefit you guys. So this is going to be a $25,000 maximum capped benefit. So a minimum is $2,000 if you are withholding, and a maximum of $25,000. Now that's going to be paid in a way that you've probably never seen this before. So it starts from the March month of withholding. So March, April, May, June. If you're a quarterly remitter, it'll be the March BAS and the June BAS. So what we're going to be doing is the withholdings that you have withheld out of employees' wages from March to June inclusive, the ATO will basically credit to your integrated client account 50% of that amount, to a maximum of $25,000 and to a minimum of $2,000. So how does that work? Let's say that between March and June, you withheld $30,000 worth of tax that you had to remit as PAYG. Well, 50% of that is $15,000. That amount of money there will be credited to your PAYG account, let's say, with the ATO. So therefore, you're getting a 50% discount. If your payment was $100,000 your withholdings, 50% of that's $50,000. It's above the $25,000 limit. You'll be limited to $25,000. Okay, so there's things that will automatically apply, and if we are doing your activity statement, we will apply that for you. Okay, so that's something that we will do on your behalf. If you do your BAS yourself, you need help, please call us and we'll help you through it. So that's a really good one, which is going to help most of us now. So don't go and pocket yourself $25,000. It'll just be a reduction. So if you don't lodge your activity statements, you will not get it. If you don't pay your activity statements, you will not get it. You'll just get a credit. So it's not going to be a cash injection. It will actually feel as a cash injection for those entities that are basically paying PAYG, and they will be having a 50% discount up to that $25,000. So a very good initiative, something to take advantage of, and we will for you as part of our duty to you. Now, the next one, which is pretty cool, is the apprentice or trainee wage subsidy. So from January to September, so for 9 months, if you have an eligible apprentice or trainee, the government will pay you $7,000 cash bonus each quarter, up to $21,000 per person who's an apprentice or a defined trainee. So this is going to be awesome, and you don't need to actually apply for this until end of December. So you've got a bit of time, because I know everyone's starting to worry about it. Now, we don't have much more information on this other than what I can tell you now. The forms haven't even been printed. There's nothing out there that I can actually show you, but we will keep ahead of this and keep abreast of it as much as we can. That said, your industry groups will hopefully have some more information, and hopefully we're spreading that out. But if I do get anything, I'll be sending it to you, and I'll be updating you as soon as I can. A lot of other things are more to do with targeting the actual places where they believe that are going to have the biggest effect. Therefore, think places like tourism businesses. Okay, so there's going to be some assistance there, and that could be reducing your payroll tax due date, not the actual amount. It's also going to help. I think there's a provision there regarding businesses that are in tourism that don't have to pay their park admission fee to help them reduce the cost of that. So there's a lot of targeted things. So people in that industry will discussing that directly with you, but they're just things I'm going to give you at a high level. There's going to be people on welfare, so some clients that are on Social Security, veterans, and any concession cards will be getting $750,000 cash, $750, which was thousands of cash benefit. That's going to come in the normal way that they will receive their pensions. Now, the next thing I really want to stress is that, I'm getting these phone calls all day. What do we do if our business is closed? What do we do if our warehouse closes down? What do we do if our job sites close down? Now, a lot of that is really strict industrial relations law, and it's stuff that we're still getting advice on. And so from a high level, we can comment on it, but we can't be very specific about how that's going to operate for you. So now, we could look at force majeure, and we could look at stand down, depending on the definitions in certain contracts. Now, we are in a pandemic stage, so a lot of the force majeure contract clauses may now be able to be enforced. Something to speak to your lawyers about. Definitely something you can talk to me about, and if I can't help you, I'll push you in the right direction, or give you what I have on it, and you can make your own determination. What I would definitely start doing, guys, is what we've done in the office, is starting to test the infrastructure that you have regarding working from home. That means, can your administration team, bookkeeping side, go and work from home? Is their internet connection going to be okay? Do they have enough printers or cables or power or PCs enough to enable them to do their job? Then if they do you have enough issue? Do you have an issue with confidentiality? Do you have an issue with maintaining that there's no people hacking into your system? Do you have enough? Is the virus software up to date? Those type of things are critical at this stage, because this thing could happen tomorrow, the next day, or next week, that we are forced to stop working at our premises. And if we can get our employees to work from home, that's going to be a good alternative potentially than standing them down or to paying an exorbitant amount of holiday pay. So if we can start to test that, what we did in our office is had people off, half off at home working, half off in the office, just to see whether our infrastructure allowed for that to work. People might have VPNs. You might want to get your IT provider before they go into hiatus, because there's a lot of issues regarding them going. They're getting your IT infrastructure people to go to the place of your employees' work to make sure it's a secure and confidential area where they can potentially work from home. Then you've got the other things, the higher level stuff regarding employees. Do you have adequate resources to review what they're doing, to make sure that they're actually doing what they're doing? Timesheets, making sure that they're actually working in the right area. They can contact you. Phone calls, those type of things you really need to start to think about. I know that you're worrying about your contracts and your customers not coming through the door, but you've got to look at, okay, damage limitations. How can we get our office basically remotely working if we have to? Because we could come to a situation where we have to work from home. Our children's schools are closed down. Your bookkeeper now has to work from home. Can she or he do that? Do we have the infrastructure? Do we have dongles that we can go out and buy? Will the dongle be the new toilet paper? Go and make sure that we can actually get this organised. Speak to your employees. They might have children who are downloading a lot of videos or so forth on their internet connection. Do they have an adequate line? Can we do that? So they're the sort of things that I think you should be thinking about. Please, we are here for you. We are on uncharted waters at the moment. Never have I seen something that's swept through. Even the GFC that I rode through hasn't come to something like this. The streets are getting deserted. People are starting to worry. We are here to help. We are not stopping for a minute until every single person has their answers, questions answered. Sorry. Please make sure you call me, email me. Obviously, our own office is being hit by this as well. We have people who aren't in the office. We don't have any cases, obviously, in our office, but we're trying to limit as much as we possibly can meetings, face-to-face meetings. We're reverting, hopefully, to Zoom or other alternative meetings. So please bear with us. Please bear with us if we don't get back to your email or phone call immediately, because we're being totally inundated with people who understandably are very concerned about what's going to happen next. The stimulus package is good. It is going to help, and we will get through this together. Please do not hesitate to call me. We're here as part of your family, and we want to make sure that you're looked after at all times. Please let us know if we can help you any further. I will keep contacting you and updating you as soon as I hear something. Thank you very much, guys.